The concept is simple. Turn $50 into $1,000 playing the finest night tracks every Thursday night. This is Bankroll Building and Bourbon. Hello, happy Thursday, everybody. Josh here with On the Wrong Lead, and have another, I would say fun episode of Bankroll Building and Bourbon, but I know that I've had fun, right? I've been playing on like my second buy-in this entire time. However, the pretty one and the bearded one, well, I guess they're both bearded, but the less pretty one. You guys are not doing so well, not doing so hot here. Having to buy in here the last couple times. I think I'm just gonna, I might not even play anything tonight and just watch you guys just kind of, do your thing and add to the fund.
Well, I already told Mark that I'm just going to wait till the end before I bet anything because I think you've been sitting at 900 for too long. I think you're just trying to get a better bottle out of us at this point. So, or I'm just going to mush whatever you play.
Well, I did have a single in this late sequence at a Turfway. So I think there may be a large wager just being placed, large straight win bet wager here in race 7, and maybe we end it here. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's been tough, man. Like Caleb, we were talking about Turfway here just off stream a little bit, and it's just like I don't know, man. I feel like I've had even less of a handle on it lately than I feel like I had before. It's just I don't know. It's impossible. It's like 2 impossible horses a night, and you just never know when they're going to show up.
Yeah, it's been tough. Yesterday, I don't know if it was the slightly warmer temperatures maybe, or if it was the rain that they had, but speed seemed really good yesterday, but you also got a lot of weird race setups where it looked like there was going to be a lot more pace pressure than there was. So it's a hard enough track when at least the race sets up the way that it looks like it's supposed to. But when you have to factor in things like that going on, it makes it just really, really difficult. So yeah, it's been a struggle. I mean, yesterday and today, you've also had some of the jocks who've been on the cold streaks lately. John McKee, Miranda, Rogelio, or whatever his name is. A few others that have been in the 1 for 50 range, pulling off some wins. So it's been very difficult.
Mark is the smart one out of us and just doesn't play Turfway.
That would be correct. I just don't play the things I suck at.
Although, did you see what I saw yesterday, Caleb?
It depends what you saw yesterday.
Mark playing Gulfstream.
I did not.
Yeah, it happened again today.
Yeah,
I did see today a few messages in the chat, and I'm like, "Is Mark feeling okay? Like, what is going on?"
Yeah, he was playing. He was playing cash. He wasn't just playing tournaments.
Wow.
I know. It's one of those things, you cap for a tournament and then you're like, oh, I had this one spot play I liked, another one over here. and pretty soon you're playing Gulfstream. So, no, I mean, I was taking some shots. I mean, a little bit of time before NHC, if I could sneak myself and kind of backdoor into a seat, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. So taking a shot at some of the express bet. They have 3 feeders. They're really approachable. It's live cash money. And then it's a $1,500 Friday tournament Saturday tournament. And there's feeders Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for that are all live money. So trying to get into that feature, and they have a couple of NHC spots available. So I figure, it's live money. So it's not like I'm burning money, at 165 a pop for tournament entries, and why not take a couple of shots?
Like, funny thing about those express bet tourneys is I've actually won 2 of them. Like those, they're like the $80 feeders. One of them got me a seat into like a $1,500 tournament, and I had no clue what I was doing. And then the other one, I forgot what it was. I think it might have just been cash, but it was a significant amount of cash. It was like, I don't know, like $600 or $700. So they're fun.
They are fun.
You do need to kind of play for bombs and find at least one in there, I think. But I had a 9-1 today, but I couldn't string anything else together. I forgot who won the last race at Gulfstream today. It was like a real square ass horse, wasn't it? Like the 10 or something.
Yeah, something like that. I think it was the
Okay.
favorite or second choice. It was, fairly logical horse. And I
Yeah,
know the two of us were both in spots where we had to be firing bombs. I know we were both firing away.
well, I got really upset because I was looking for. I had one bullet left. I was going to play the 3 in the last race, which was probably going to go off between like 15 and 20-1, I thought. And then but I really, really liked the Chantel horse in like the 7th or 8th race on the 1. And I looked at the board and it was 5-1. And I'm like, I can't let this horse go off at 5-1. I only need like $20 to get me in the conversation. I'm like, I'll get there with this horse. And so I went and I bet it, and the horse ends up going off at 2-1.
Did
So
it win
I'm
at
just
least?
like, no, it did not win, and it lost. So
No.
like, it's just a double whammy,
Yeah.
And
He got a peak Chantel ride in that race. So, but he did, and I mean, he broke about 6 of my rules betting a horse that he did get a nice price on. I'll give it to him. But earlier in the card, he bet a 1 for 24 horse with Chantel up,
2 for 25.
and she'd been up like, I'm sorry, 1 for 25 horse with Chantel up.
No, 2 for 25.
Okay, 2 for 25
because of the win.
Yeah. And that horse, I mean,
And did it win?
Oh yeah,
it did. It did.
That was what race? Race 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were both firing at prices. We were firing at different prices. I had the 4 on the rail who got absolutely mugged top of the stretch, and had then finally, once he got a hole through, re-rallied, and probably the best horse, did not get the best trip. And it's always frustrating when you have one or most of those types of things. I like to go in with 1 or 2 price plays, and I went with 1 or 2 price plays and just got a bad trip. And then you play the back half very differently if you get you're on the board and you're in in a competitive spot. So makes it hard.
Yeah. So Delta Downs coming up here. It's gonna be the next race that's gonna go off here. We got race 6. So Mark, are you firing at this race?
Yeah, I am going to fire. I'm going to single this 3 production time. It was 5-1 on the morning line, and is sitting at 8-5 right now. I thought I found a little bit of value, and turns out the betting public is seeing exactly what I'm seeing. Horse has enough early tactical speed enough tactical speed to be involved early. Winner 2 back at the maiden 10. They came right back as a claiming 10 and 2L. Horse ran fine and getting some class relief here. I always like to see when maiden breakers come back at half the maiden break price, which is exactly what we're at today. 3 horse, Josh, one more down. I thought distance is probably right. It looks like it took forever to get this horse, into some decent form. But either of those last 2 races should beat everybody else in this race. I don't really know, if he runs his race. I don't really think there's anybody else in here that can beat him. And I was hoping that I, for whatever reason, would get a little closer to that 5-1 morning line, but it's not going to happen. So I'm gonna try to double into the next race and hopefully get a little value there.
I mean, I also see that you picked the luck horse, so maybe you're just feeling lucky with the 3 there.
Is that what the calculator's saying?
And the calculator says it's a lucky horse. Calculator does not like your 3. Calculator
No?
hates your 3. No,
Cool.
spits your 3.
I'm
Actually now the fact that you like this 3 and the horse that the calculator likes is a much better price. I might make a play here at Delta. What do you think, Caleb?
I mean, I think it's probably. I wouldn't agree the calculator doesn't like the 3. It's like the second pick, but the calculator does like the 1 a little better. Just I don't like the 1 after those last 2. I can't go back to that horse. Although I recognize that the 3 and 4 back races would beat pretty much anything in here. That's a big if he runs back to those after the last 2 starts. I don't really like anything in here. I kind of agree with Mark on the 3. That's probably my horse if I was going to pick one. It's a bad race. I even kind of gave a look to the 4 a little bit, just in the event that maybe the 1, 3, and 8 all kind of send. But the 4 ran an okay race last time to close from last against what was not a very fast pace. Now the race didn't come back super fast, but Del Cid gets off, so there's some negatives there for sure. Maybe more of an underneath kind of horse, but wondering if this might be one where the light bulb kind of went off, because it does seem like he's been markedly better since the barn switch and getting onto Delta's surface on the dirt here. I mean, he's kind of hit the board in his last 3, moves up in class a little bit, but he's one that I might look at a price. But it's probably the 3. If the 3 or 4 exact is worth anything, I might play it. But that's about all I'm looking at.
Hey Jay, I have to ask, are you talking about an exact or a double with the 2 and 5? Because I'm playing this as a double 3 over 156 in the next, so it could be a little bit of what Jay was talking about, but wait till he replies back.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Guerrero gets off the 3 here, doesn't he?
I mean, does he get off or was he taken off? Was he told to get the lead in the last and he didn't get the lead and therefore he's not, lost the mount?
I'm just like saying shit. I have no idea who Guerrero even is. I just see that he's 16%. I don't follow Delta like you do, Mark. So
he doesn't have a mount in here, and I think he's one of those jocks that floats around some of the the Midwestern circuit. So yeah, and Jay's saying that was an exacta, so he's doing a 3 over 2.5 exacta. So which I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. He's trying to eke some value out of a short priced horse, which is a smart way to approach it.
I'm just thinking if I'm gonna fire at this one.
Guerrero
it's got a new jockey.
What's Guerrero? I mean, unless it's a jockey change.
Nah, I see Stokes is on
Stokes is up. Yeah. Who the heck is Stokes?
Joe Stokes?
Stokes is...
He's a regular.
No, Lewis Stokes.
No, L.A. Stokes.
It's the other Stokes.
No idea who that is.
He's a 6% jock, 10 for 168.
Oh, he might be 11 for 169.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting behind the 1, and I don't hate the approach, but if you're getting behind the 1, you have to kind of say, okay, the horse just didn't handle the off going in the last 2. Now I realize the horse did break his maiden over the off going, but that does happen. So it may have just been much the best, cleared, and got a loose lead, and then was versus a little better company and getting a ton of class relief here, and maybe getting back to a surface he likes a little better, but that's quite a lot of ifs.
Hey, we're going to play the much lower used angle, right? There's the Van Doft angle. This is the walked off angle.
I mean, I think the real question is if Mark's double comes in 3-5, does he lose money?
I'm betting you by post time. Yes, that will probably be
right now. That double pays $11.40 for 2. He has it for $10.
And I think it's going to take some money late. So
it'll probably take some money late. Well, that's what I'm really most interested to see here. Actually, I did want to check the 3-4 exacta. That's actually paying pretty good. This is not a strong opinion of mine, but it doesn't really matter because my strong opinions aren't any better. So we'll go ahead and play a 3-4 exacta.
To answer PDT's question, Keeneland.
So April.
Yeah, you got a couple months, bud.
I actually don't think Gulfstream's been that bad.
No, it hasn't. It's funny. I've been playing a couple of those express bet tournaments. Josh has as well. And Gulfstream is notorious for, the good old school Gulfstream fuckery. And I haven't seen as much of that as of late. So I don't know if it's necessary. I don't know if it's necessarily better, but it's been more approachable. Seemed to be pretty logical. Races that look like they had high variance did have high variance, and you're getting prices on those. And just, yeah.
They've been saving their fuckery for the Mando pick sixes.
Okay.
I always think that like Sunday is just absolutely the worst Gulfstream day. I know everyone says Wednesday and Thursday, but maybe it's just the fact that there's nothing else going on and it makes it more palatable. But Sunday is definitely some bullshit for sure.
I feel like you can deal with Wednesday and Thursday. You just have to recognize that like a lot of the big guns don't show up for whatever reason. Irad, Saez, like that's the day the little guys get to eat. that's when Luca Panici's going to get a couple wins. Whoever else, but yeah, Sunday is weird because like you just don't know what to expect. I agree with you.
All right, so my 9 here at Turfway is 3-1. So how big of a wager? $100 will get me there. I mean, technically less money will get me there, but just in case there's some odds. Here.
Josh, go big or go home. Bet it all. Come on, do it.
I'm not going to bet at all because the goal is 1,000. So I want to get to $1,001. Well, I mean, I'm obviously overshooting a little bit, but I could get there with this one here too.
You could.
7-1. 7-1 seems like an overlay.
Do you want me to make you like that horse even more? I have that horse as a B on my pick 5.
Oh baby, Caleb, send it in.
That's all we needed to hear.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to look into this. Why? I mean, the calculator thinks that this is the fastest horse early. So
I don't think it is. I think this 3 will clear.
The 3's got the faster second for action.
My thought is you're going to get more of the 2 back race out of the 3 and not the last race.
You know what though? The 3 does have the OD, and we know that did win Brian, Mr. Backclass over here, a NHC seat. So maybe you just bet the OD horse. Maybe that's what you're doing, Mark. You're just betting the OD horse, huh?
What's OD?
I still don't know.
Don't worry about it. If you have to ask,
you have to ask. You can't afford it. All right, this one is now down to 9-2. Late money coming in. Late money's always right? $20 to win on this one. Why not?
Caleb, this is going to probably end up going 3 over 5, and I'm going to break even, aren't I?
Probably. But man, I am looking at that next race, Mark, and it's like, yikes.
Oh, that next race is terrible.
Like, it's not even that bad, but like the 2 favorites that look tons the best, that's a Tom Amos horse that looks like a bridesmaid, 4 second places from 6 starts. And then, the other horse that, well, they're not really going to bet, I don't think, but the Asmussen horse, he's 1 for 26. I mean, I've never seen that barn that cold, but my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Rally Squirrel in the next race at
scratched.
Oh, Rally Squirrel scratched?
Yeah.
Oof.
Come on, get it together, Josh.
All right, so who got the lead here?
Yeah, you're right.
Where's your 3? Why is your 3 like
sitting a pocket
so far back?
I mean, he's actually getting a perfect trip if he can rate.
Yeah, that is the big question that I do not know the answer to.
Let's see if they can walk this one off again.
I would say if this 8 were to boom everyone, it wouldn't hurt my feelings.
I glanced at the optics, and I'm like, well, I mean, on optics, the 8 was your leader. But the pace setup of this whole race is kind of fun.
I need this 8 to like come across, just knock that 3 off path.
One's still traveling. I mean, the fact that the 1 hasn't, folded up yet, I think he's your winner from here.
Oh, don't mark me.
Myler cutting back. I mean, he looks like he still has a handful of horse in here. I'm trying my best here.
You're doing a real good job, Caleb.
Oh, man, here comes the 3.
Doing it.
Oh, yes, the 3.
He's re-rallying. But so is the rest of the field.
There's the field.
There's a 6.
There's the 6.
Hey, my 1 beat is 3 at least, so.
Yep. Who was the 6? I don't really look at the race.
That's the horse that Paulina was on. Ramirez was on.
Yeah. I mean, I thought there was a chance it would melt. I went with the 4. I guess the 6 was another.
I didn't think it was going to melt, and that's why I didn't love the 6. The 6 was right on my do I use or do I toss line, and I tossed. So that's what I get for tossing power.
These are tough races for me. I mean, I have rules for handicapping, and 1 for 20 horses are automatic throwouts for me. But when they're all 1 for 20, it becomes difficult.
Yeah, that was a tough race, real tough race. But
I don't know. I feel like I got the right price on that one.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, he ran a good race. I'd say
I mean,
that's his speeds.
if I showed you those fractions and showed you where that one was at the top of the stretch and gave you 5-1, you'd be happy. Well, Mark maybe not. Mark's got a little bit of the Tommy Masses. He just loves the closers. You know.
Well, plus 5-1 is way too long of a price for Mark.
Yeah, that's true. Instead, the 2 7-2s. That's right. That's right in Mark's wheelhouse.
You got 4 minutes till Turfway race 7. Did you like anything there, Josh? I know you probably
The
didn't like
9. I'm
Oh yeah, you
all
love
over the
this 9,
9.
right?
Yep.
He is the favorite, but a very tepid 4-1 favorite. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't have a strong opinion here. I didn't love the 9. I think he makes sense for sure. But stretching out for the first time, moving up in class, I didn't want to take him at a short price. But this is a tough race. I thought the 6 looked good in here. I thought the 2 looked good. And then I even gave a look to the 7 and the 11, both who I thought would be decent prices. But I didn't really have a strong opinion in here. It was a race that I spread in. And
Yeah, I mean, right now it looks like favoritism's kind of bouncing between the 2, the 5, the 9, and the 11. The
it's a good
2
race for a
here.
win bet if you have any opinion here.
Yeah, I like I said, I'm probably gonna fire like $100 at this 9 and just see if we can end this thing.
So you're getting 9-2 on Corrales and Stidham, huh?
Yep.
The only reason I have that horse anywhere on my radar is because of you go from Alex Achard, who I think was like 1%, like not an exaggeration, to Corrales. Andy's dropping in class. That 11, I think he's taking some money here. He was 8-1 in the book, but I think he looks good. If I had to pick one horse, though, I'd probably go with the 6. I mean, I think he ran a pretty nice race last time out when he kind of came out slower than we're accustomed to seeing him. And the pace was on the slow side that day. He closed to just miss and leaves Asmussen, who's not been very good here, and goes to Juan Cano. So I would go with the 6, maybe use the 7 and 11 underneath. If those exactas are worth anything, I might try it, but we'll see.
Why, if the exactas are worth anything, why would you play a try?
Because if you can hit an exacta, you can hit the trifecta. What are they worth? I guess that would be the question. Well, in the 8th race, I did kind of like a horse, which is probably the same horse Josh is gonna like.
Race 8, I was very spread. I had a really hard time with the 8th race. Me pull up.
So Brian, is that the good Declan or the bad Declan?
I think I had like 5 horses in race 8, to be honest with you.
I mean, I had 2 A's, and then I had the red. I had 4 more that I thought looked okay, but I liked the 11 and the 3 in that next race.
Yeah, the 11 made a bunch of sense and is a long price on paper. We'll see what ends up going off at. I thought the 9 made a ton of sense in that race too.
He does. Yeah, 9 makes a ton of sense. Keenly Barnes been kind of cold at Turfway, but the horse makes sense for sure.
And in these maiden claiming races, you're looking for these lightly raced horses, and it looks like there's a bunch of them in here, but it's a little bit harder, I think, to take a price on a 3. The one thing you can say about the 3 though is on the cutback showed a ton of improvement, so maybe they've just been running this horse on the wrong surface or wrong distance the entire time. But
got a pretty big jockey upgrade there too, I would say.
Yeah.
It's just tough because I don't have enough opinion in this next race to really double. That's my struggle here. And I could force something with the 6 if I had to, but it would be a force to be sure.
Yep.
I'm going to play exacta 6 with the 7-11.
Yeah, I went $100 to win on this 9, so that will put
Did
an
the
end
7
to
scratch?
this.
Was he a late scratch here?
Yeah, he just scratched right now.
Yeah.
Well then, I'll have to reconsider.
Big paper, huh?
Oh, let's see if that does anything. Oh, it probably doesn't do anything. No, it doesn't do anything. Do I get greedy though? Do I also play an exacta with the 11?
Get greedy, Josh. Do it.
I don't know why Mark is.
I'll just go 6-11, and then instead I'll take the extra money I was going to put in that and throw it into a double.
I mean, don't you think that the 9 just kind of gets out there and gets the lead pretty easily here?
I mean, on the stretch out, I could see him getting the lead, yeah, but I also think the 1 from the rail probably has to go, and the 6 has some speed as well. But I mean, your 9 makes sense for sure. Like, I'm not against the horse, other than what I assume is going to be the short price.
Yeah, I mean the board is super flat here.
Yeah, he's 4-1. So he's actually not as short as I thought he would be.
Yeah, he's 7-2 now, but I mean, I thought anything at 3-1. I mean, 3-1, I think is more than the fair price on this 9 here, and it'll probably be co-favorite here with the 6, maybe the 2. All right, as a little backup, I'm gonna do an exacta box here with the 9 and the 11. And also because Mark just loves to see me burn money.
That part's true.
Although Mark did do me a solid this week, so I should be nice to him. He hooked me up with some equipment that I need for to run this program mobilely. So
Mobilely,
AKA people hate Max.
Well, your 5 horse. Well, you're not alive, are you, Mark? No. Your 5 horse is 1-9.
Yeah, I saw.
Hey, that just means that the other horses are going to be an overlay now, Mark.
I mean,
look at
the
doubles
1
right
is
now.
an egg. I mean, he's not going to go off at 19-1, but like this 1 horse at 5-1, I think is a great bet.
When the two of us agree on horses, Caleb, this has not been good, and I love the 1 there. So,
yeah, I mean, that's an excellent wager at 4-1, 5-1. Anything better than that? Well, they're off and running a turf.
Baby, 9-5 on this 9.
Well,
oof.
He took the late money, and the 1 got the lead. So,
and he is water skiing this 9.
It's Rafael Hernandez. He's fine most of the time. I mean, hopefully he's got the best horse. They went kind of.
That's quick for Turfway, right? 23-1, going a mile.
They did. Hence, I think the water skiing.
You backed it off a little bit, 48 flat, but I feel like for these horses, that's probably not the pace you want to be up on the lead with.
Where's this 11 at now?
11, I think, just dropped anchor. I think.
I
don't know. He's on the far outs. He's just losing so much ground.
So is your $100 enough to get you there now at 9-5, Josh?
I don't think so. But if this 11 gets up, then maybe we're talking.
Your 9's gone.
Yeah, but if the 11 got second, I got an exact. Oh no, the 6 is coming. Why did you do that, Mark?
9's gone.
So your 9's gone. He can't catch her.
He's on the wrong lead. You mother.
I am good at
Mark.
that.
There you go.
Good at this.
I hate you guys so much.
Twice in a row we got him. Just to channel all of our meme energy into booming Josh on the stretch.
I mean, the two of us can't win, but boy, we can mush Josh.
Misery loves company. Ryan is asking me about the mystery calculator.
What'd the calculator think of the 6?
I think it was top pick.
6 was second choice.
Yeah, he. The problem is with that 9, he used so much horse fight in that horse early.
Yeah, definitely the top 2 horses in the field, though. Not much question there. Yeah. Although I would have liked to have seen, maybe a slightly better ride out of Corrales. 11 just lost so much ground. Tough post. What can you do?
Was he way? He was way outside earlier, right?
He was in the 11.
Yeah, yeah. Or I mean, he was going on the backstretch. He was like way. I thought he was just sitting just off, wasn't
Early he was, but in the far turn, he really got shuffled out.
he? Yeah, he just got shuffled way wide. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe he just didn't have the horse to keep position. I mean, that happens.
That happens.
I have a little tiny baby double alive to the 3 and the 11 next race. For what is it? For $7.
Oh, that's frustrating. All right. Well, what do we got next? Delta here. We got 17 minutes.
We got 17 minutes. You want to talk?
Want to switch over to duct or?
Yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit about the Withers on Drank and Champagne. I kind of landed on one of the outsiders, the 3 Jungfrau, but I don't know. I'm interested to see where you guys kind of landed. Where did you kind of land here, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, I listened to Drank and Champagne, and I think I had a similar take to you guys about Arctic Arrogance in here, who just kind of feels like a horse who maybe just doesn't have that killer instinct, maybe just doesn't have that finish, or has a case of the hangs, or however you want to phrase it. But the Arctic Arrogance is all 3 of the losses kind of should have been wins. Like this horse should be undefeated at this point. And just feels like he. I don't know. I want to get, on paper, he's the horse to beat. I just don't feel like I can use him. And I kind of want to toss him in this field. I want to go hunting other places for other horses. And the problem was I just didn't have a creative place to go. I landed on the 4 Hit Show, the Brad Cox horse. I would imagine this is like a C tier Brad Cox, but a C tier Brad Cox might be able to win this race. I don't imagine he's shipping him to New York unless there's 3 other races that he wants to put him in that he has better horses to go at. So it's probably a C tier, but it might just be good enough. Horse has kind of had an improving pattern. He's getting a little better every race. Seems to kind of be figuring it out, putting things together. So I thought Hit Show made a lot of sense in here. And and the other horse I was interested in, and I know Park Figs are garbage, but the 90% Maddie, it has a number of figures in here that are very, very competitive with the best anybody's running here. Again, you have to trust Park's Figs, and I don't necessarily know that I do. I also don't know if this one necessarily gets better stretching out, but if you can get by those 2, you're going to get 8-1 on a horse that I think makes a whole lot of sense in here. So those are the 2 that I landed on.
Yeah, it feels really gross when I agree like wholeheartedly with Mark, but I can't really add anything to that. I'm also against Arctic Arrogance. I just haven't been that impressed with this horse. I think he's kind of had his chances in the last 2, and I don't think those fields were particularly strong. Apparently Young Fro is the pronunciation for number 3, thanks to PDT. I don't hate that pick, actually. I mean, I think I always parrot off a stat about Bill Mott with last out maiden breakers and graded stakes. I can never remember the numbers, though, but I know it's generally good. So I'm not against that horse at all, but I do agree with Mark. I think Hit Show is kind of the horse to be, to step forward in each of his starts. Has tried 2 turns once that didn't really go that well, but perhaps just wasn't quite ready to take on that level of company at that point of his career. The Brad Cox barn has been extremely hot at Aqueduct. So I do think Hit Show is probably the likeliest winner. He should get a pretty honest pace to chase after here. And then, I kind of went back and forth between the 5 and the 6 for who I kind of liked to, run second or as my second pick. To talk about Mark's pick in the 6, I mean, I agree with everything he said. The figures look good. The speed looks good if you trust him. The horse he lost to in that last out in the Parks Juvenile, Reciter, that horse is 4 for 4 for Kathy Lynch and looks like a really promising colt. Maybe not a Derby horse per se, but a very nice horse to be sure. But my bigger question here is really the distance. I'm just not sure that the 9 furlongs is going to be this one's friends, especially with the pace setup probably not going to be in his favor. that's kind of why I more or less default to the 5 General Banker as a horse that I think if you really want a bomb or a horse run underneath, maybe he'd be the one I looked at. I didn't like the ride he got last out from, Andrew Worry. I just thought, kind of taken up at the start, didn't get out cleanly. But he is one that just sort of strikes me as a grinder and a plotter that, has done most of his work against New York breds and has also done most of his work on off tracks. But he's one that I think will be coming on lately for Eric Cancel, who's had some success when getting up for James Ferraro, including with this horse. So, he's the other one I kind of gave a look to, but to me, it probably goes through Hit Show. And also, I feel like I need to showcase the awesome Aqueduct winner shirt here, courtesy of our friend Andrew Capone.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, I got a Secret Santa gift from our friend 6421 Andrew Capone. So got to rock it on Withers Day, War Memorial. I mean, every day is Duck Day. So thank you.
That's Eclipse Award nominated.
That's Eclipse Award mention, honorable mention.
Oh, honorable mention. Yeah, honorable mention. Sorry. Yeah, that's a killer shirt. I actually was looking to buy one for myself, and then I ended up not. And after hearing the debacle, the shipping debacle that happened with it, seeing as we're talking about a Secret Santa gift in February.
Yes, it just.
Yeah, it's maybe I'm a little glad I didn't. I probably would have, I don't know, been yelling at somebody, but yeah, I mean, this is the conversation similar to the conversation I had with Andrew. The 6 I think fits really well in here, but just from experience, I feel like you got to knock almost 5 to 10 Briz points off of all these Parks figs, and that kind of puts him just a cut below. But and then I don't know, the 5 I kind of went back and forth on a little bit, but I don't know. I mean, this horse has run more times than basically any other horse probably will ever run on the Triple Crown Trail. So it's interesting that they went the state bred route, and now they're going to go ahead and they're going to try going in the Triple Crown, but. Yeah, I don't know. I landed on the 3 Jungfrau. The horse is improved each time. Broke his maiden last time out. Bill Mott does, bring his horses along pretty slowly. So I'm not nearly as concerned that it took 3 starts for him to break his maiden. I think he's definitely a horse that wants 2 turns. Tap it on the bottom, arrogant on the top. I think screams distance pedigree. So. I think that this is going to be a horse that's only going to get better with distance. So, and with I think time, right? This will be this horse will be around, I think, in graded stakes this summer somewhere. But yeah, we'll see. I was just looking for somebody again. I was trying to go against the 2 favorites. I wasn't obviously we're probably talked Arctic Arrogance into the winner's circle at this point. But I don't know, 2 hang jobs in a row, it makes it kind of hard to swallow and take a short price on that horse again. The 4 is the unknown, right? I mean, has won, broke his maiden at Keeneland and then ran a nice race there at Oak Lawn. And even though the ran 4th in that Churchill race, Rocket Can was in there. And they just won the Holy Bowl. So, maybe you excuse that a little bit. Maybe those horses were, maybe Hit Shows needs a little bit more time. I don't know. But I have a hard time trying to make an excuse for a horse that's going to be 9 to 5 and super short. So, yeah, it was mostly more of a trying to find some value in this race where it got me to land here on the 3. So, so Mark, you have $20 left.
Yep.
What are you thinking?
I'm playing me another double here. I am going to toss on the chalk here, the 1 to 5 in Lily's Create at Delta. I'm playing a 1-6 over 4-8 double.
Hold on, stop. Stop.
Yeah, I am. You heard
Caleb,
it.
are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm mixing it up a little bit tonight, having some beer.
What do you got? What are you drinking?
It's a local place down by me. It's an IPA called Jucifer. So a
Okay.
place in Hammond, Louisiana, right down the road. Gnarly Barley is the place. It's pretty good. It's nothing like crazy, super hoppy or like crazy strong, but it's a pretty nice, juicy IPA.
Yeah, cool, man. That's a
What do
pretty
you got,
solid
Mark?
looking can too. I am drinking a little Abalur. I've this is the last of that bottle that I've been nursing on the past couple of shows. So
Yeah, and
I'm gonna probably have to buy some stuff that. Well, I sent you a picture of it, so get that new little book probably, but I probably won't grab it till tomorrow.
I got one of Caleb's favorites right here.
All right, it's a smoke wagon. I'm not even looking.
No, it's Doc Swinson's.
Ooh, that is one of my favorites. Good
Yeah.
call.
So and then I have a Angel's Envy. After I get through this, I have a bottle I picked up from the distillery, a single barrel. So
Do you like the Angels Envy?
I actually do like the single barrel pick I have. I'm not a huge fan of the regular.
Yeah,
Angel's
I'm not a
Envy,
fan of
but
the regular, but that's why I asked.
yeah, the
Okay,
single
anyway.
barrel though, I know it's different.
Yeah, I remember. I got some of the.
finish.
Yeah, I remember getting some of the regular. I think during COVID and was really underimpressed with it. So maybe I'll have to buy some of that.
Their rye is supposed to be really good. I haven't heard people super like excited
Really?
about the bourbon, but the finished rye
Hmm.
is I had a guy at work who was really into bourbon and whiskey, scotch, everything, and he said that was quite possibly one of his favorite bottles. But yeah. So sorry, Mark. What are you looking to do here?
Yeah, I'm playing a 1/6/4/8 double, tossing the 1-9 shot on the board right now. From I don't see why that horse deserves to be 1-9, and I want to play a double, try to create some leverage. So I'm just tossing the favorite that I think is can definitely win. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if the 5 wins, but that's just way over bet, and the doubles are equally over bet. So.
I'm still trying to win this damn thing. So I'm looking at the 2 and I'm looking at the 7 here, and trying to figure out what I do here. I know. Steve is 1 for 26.
Calculator loves that 7, but
I know.
boy, is it hard for me to use it.
I have no idea. I'm just trusting the computer at this point.
It might just be waiting, like Asmussen and his trainer stats, like on the whole, like because he's by far the best trainer in this race, just not at this meet. So I don't know.
Well, I just think that the 2 is probably your leader here, right?
2 looks to get just insanely loose on optics, but yeah, I don't know.
I mean, everything says the 2 should get all sorts of loose in here. I don't know. Should get loose. Does the 1 try to go? I don't think the 1 can go naturally, but the 1 could make it tough for the 2 on the front end.
I really like this one. I mean, it looks like we're going to get sort of kind of a price.
Ryan, what kind of tequila did you get? So, I happen to know a lot about tequila, Ryan. Just because we drink bourbon on this stream, right, doesn't mean that I don't have quite a few bottles of tequila. Jay said I'm right. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at that
5 over. What are you right about?
5 over 2.7 because I like the 2 and the 7. Sure, he likes the 5 more, but he says Josh is right. And we're gonna.
Those exactas are paying incredible, actually. If you like it, you should play it.
I'm just trying to make myself feel better from losing that $100 win bet there.
Is that the biggest win bet you've ever made?
Oh no. No. I had a couple
was the biggest win bet you ever made?
That tournament I played, that Hawthorne tournament. Remember that nose I lost?
Oh yeah, that was rough.
That was my
Gate,
largest win bet ever. I forgot if it was $200 or $400 a win, but it was a very, very large amount.
We talked about this, didn't we, Josh? Like Your magic number is like $20. Anything over than that, and your win bets just don't
Yeah,
hit.
I don't know why I continuously just like go
Well, his
over that
anything,
threshold.
his anything wagers don't hit. He should just cap everything. Doesn't matter if it's a win bet or a pick five. Just $20 should be his max.
We got a couple minutes here, but Good Flop here is looking ahead at the 8th race at Turfway. And we talked a little bit about it, but he's looks like he's looking at the 8, the Joe Ramos horse, the Mike Maker, currently at 6-1. It was 3-1 in the book, but chasing after you, 3 Diamonds Farmed owned. Yeah, I mean these connections look good. I actually thought that this horse was going to be pretty short, and I thought that this was. I don't know. This horse has got 2 starts on the synth and didn't seem to really take to it much. So I was going to fade at a short price. I don't know, Caleb. Did you look at this 8 at all?
The 8 in which race, Josh?
Race 8 at Turfway.
Yeah, I did look at it. I didn't like the 8. I didn't have the horse anywhere. This is the kind of horse that does beat me at Turfway, though. I mean, I'll say that. To me, this kind of looks like a horse that didn't do a ton of running in debut, and then they tried to stretch him out, and he didn't do much running. He probably actually ran a little bit worse, and now they're dropping him in class, back to maiden claiming, 3rd different jockey in 3 starts. There's a lot of questions there that at a short price, I don't want to bet this horse. That being said, the last 2 works look pretty. I mean, the last series of works look strong. He is getting class relief, and it's probably the best connections at the surf on the track here. So I don't like it, but it could certainly win. Like, I wouldn't be like, "Oh, you're wasting money if you bet that horse." But I just thought there were some alternatives that were a little more interesting, really.
Yeah, when I capped this race, I didn't really love any of the horses who had run, so I kind of wanted a new face, and I landed on the 6 Midnight Favorite. For William Cohen's, who happens to be 38% with firsters with a $4.63 ROI, and he's also 43% with debut maiden claimers. So just real high connection play all the way around. Nothing else to really love the horse on. It's a fairly prodigal early pedigree. And I'm getting a little bit of a price in a field that I just didn't really love anybody else in here.
Yeah, Good Flop says he agrees with all that. The 2 works and Maker interest me, but Caleb makes good points. Good Flop, I do want to warn you a little bit. Caleb always makes very good points, and it has definitely cost myself and Mark money before.
I think it's cost me more. I think it
did cost you. It's cost you more, and that was only once. But Caleb's gotten me, I think, twice pretty good. So
he's so goddamn convincing. He's so convinced, and it's just absolute. He knows exactly what he's talking. And then you listen to him, and
I may be wrong, but I'm never in doubt.
Jay likes this 3 here. He's asking about the 3 Queen Tapiture.
0 for 9 maidens are just not my jam.
And I think that's what kind of like Caleb and I were talking about. This horse it fits. I think this horse fits. This horse made a huge jump cutting back last time. And I think if he runs back to that race, he's super competitive here. But now you're taking a short price on a horse that was double digits last time out. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's 6-1 right now, so like I feel like once you get into those like middle prices, like you can forgive a lot more. So I think at 6-1, maybe I would I'd look a little bit closer at the 3. But I think I originally included, but there was a couple of prices in here that I thought I liked. Let me see if I can pull up my.
Yeah, I thought the 3 was the horse to beat in here. To be honest,
they're in the gate. If you guys want to put anything off at Delta,
I did play a double at Delta. I used the 1 and the 2 in this leg. I figure I'd be damned if Mark plays against a 1-9 and I don't.
I'm doing the. I'm just throwing shit at the wall. So I'm 2-7 over 2-7-5. Oh, it's off. Never mind. So I just have win bets on the 2 and the 7. I did that $220 win bets on them.
Please don't duel each other 1 and 2. Thank you.
Yeah, don't, guys. Let's not do this. Just let the one go.
Just let somebody
Let him
go.
go.
One still got his ears
Yeah.
pricked, as long as 2 doesn't go up there and be an asshole. Which it looks
What
like
about
he
if the
is.
7
Looked
just sits
like
just
what they're-
off them and just passes
What's your
all of them?
balance at now, Josh?
After this $40 I just bet into it, 670.
And you got like $20 to win on the.
I have $20 to
7?
win on the 2 and the 7.
Okay.
Did the
So you'd be
What happened?
close, but probably not quite.
Yeah. And I tried to get an exacta with the 2-7 over 257, but
Calculator might have just nailed this if the 7 gets there. This 5 looks like he has it in just a ton of horse. Blow the turn. Go get a hot dog. Blow the turn. Drop the stick.
go
Yeah.
back to the barn. Go
Come
back
on,
to
Mark.
the
Tell me the
barn.
5's home. Tell me the 5's gone.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this 5's gone.
God bless it.
Get a hot
Does it
dog.
not work?
Come on, golden
Yeah,
rail.
5's gone.
Anything.
5's gone.
Gold rail.
Oh my God, he fought back.
Gold rail.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Oh God.
There we go. Whew.
We just needed Sheldon here for a couple of hit him. He likes it.
Oh my goodness. It's like that 5 was about to pass and remembered that he only one
Yeah.
second and then just like, nah, I'm good.
Dude, it's funny. The 2, just like there was just like been 2 shocking moments of just like me like being somewhere with people betting, and one of them was Sheldon, right? Who's super mild mannered, right? Real quiet, but man, he roots. And all of a sudden, dude, I'm just sitting there, I'm watching it, and
He's
like,
got a booming voice. He's got that
oh,
big,
he's got a booming voice,
booming
dude.
voice.
And you know what, man? Like I almost wanted to punch him once because I was sitting there and my horse is there in the lead, and he's just like yelling for his horse to get by. And I just want to be like, what the fuck is your problem? My horse is winning right now. Like he's like cheering for the chalk to come home. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, he was just sitting there and he was just like, hit him. He likes it. Come on. And I was just like, whoa, that was a little violent there, Sheldon. Like, calm down. And then the other time was I was with my brother, and my brother's he's like me. He's a big guy, and he can be kind of loud, right? But we're just sitting there and we're just talking, and all of a sudden he just starts fucking yelling, and he's yelling at Carlos Marquez. He's like, Marquez, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, what? And he's just like super loud. My brother did not realize that the race ended at the first finish line, not the second one. So he saw Marquez stand up, just barely like not get there and stand up on the horse. He's like, what the fuck? Why is he standing up? And he's just losing his mind there at Arlington.
Like Keeneland or Oaklawn or
Arlington.
Oh, Arlington. Oh,
Yeah. And then I'm like, Fred, that was the finish line. He's like, oh. But he was just like, oh man. But all right, we got 2 minutes here till race 8. What did I have?
I cash a double to the 3 and 11 at Turfway, and I will cash a double to the 1 and the 5 at Delta next race.
So I liked the 3, 6, 7, 8, and 11.
So how are you going to bet that?
I have no fucking clue. I thought this 11 looked good, but he was also 15-1. He's 5-1 now.
11 took
we
it.
really,
Yeah, 11 took
I was like, Caleb,
Go ahead, Mark.
we really agreed on that first leg, but we did not agree on the next leg, huh? Because I cashed a double to 4 and 8.
I do like the 8. I didn't want to. I mean, I think the 8's your likeliest winner. I do. I didn't like the price that much. The 4, I didn't know what to do with, but I did like your 8. I didn't care for the 4 that much, but I did like your 8. I actually really like the 1 in that race. I know it's like a billion questions on the layoff and the barn switch and everything, but it sometimes with the horse at that price, I just look for one angle. And I'm not a works guy typically, but I love the work pattern coming in. This horse actually has 5 published works, all spaced very well and with respectable times. I mean, this horse at one point was half decent, at least, putting up half decent numbers anyway. So yeah, I mean, there's a ton of unknowns here, but I feel like if I can find something positive about a 15-1 with a bug jock in the fence, that, I'll take a shot. So I used 1 and 5.
I didn't know what to do with that one, and at first pass that horse was in for me, and then I ended up kind of tossing. It just felt like a turf horse that they needed to, I don't know, cash a little check with or get a run into or something. It just, I don't know.
All right, as they're loading into
Probably
the
horse
gate,
booms me.
I'm just telling you guys, I'm going full gamble here. I got a 2, 6, 7, 11 trifecta box for $1.
2, 6, 7, 11.
Yeah. So we're fading the short prices here, and we're gonna see if we get a little bomb here. Maybe this 2 gets in here. Or this 7 gets in this try.
PDT's got an 8-10 over 3-4-9 8-10 over 8-10 try. All right, so he's keying the 8 and 10 basically in first and third, looking to catch something in between. Well, that 10's a big price though.
Yeah, and Jay's got 3-4 over 3-4-8-9. So
I think that 10's a good key, Mike. I mean, I don't know if I like the horse to win necessarily, but he's the kind of horse that gets overlooked and could show up. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets overlooked because he breaks dead last.
It's okay. He's got him where he wants him. He's right there with your 2.
Oh man. Let's see this looks kind of like.
This looks like it has. I'm not even going to say it.
It looks fast. Yeah,
It
22,
looks fast.
22.5. Yeah. I gotta look at my fucking bet. I don't even remember why.
I think, despite the morning line discrepancy, I think my doubles pay pretty much the exact same to the 3 or the 11s. So I don't really care which one wins.
3 looks good.
I mean, 3 looks like he's got a lot of horse. But the 8.
I mean, the 3 looks like the winner from here. I don't think there's any way that this 3.
Well, Josh is going to try it. We'll see if it works.
I mean, this 3 has got to be gone.
Oh, the 8's going to get him.
We're gonna put this. We put this Mike Maker horse right into the winner's circle, didn't we?
Could come in 3. You look like you want to win more than the 8.
God damn. Here's that 10. Wait, is PDT gonna hit his try?
Yeah, 8-10 over 3-4. Yeah, he hit the try. Nice job, Mike.
There you go.
Yeah, I thought that 10 was an
nice
excellent underneath key. I'm
Yeah.
just not. I don't ever think in terms of trifectas, but that's a great pick. Nice ticket.
Mike's good at structure and stuff like that. He really, really is. Like up at Saratoga, I'd be like, because I just don't play those kind of wagers, and I'd look over his shoulder at how he's structuring things, and he's very good at creating those.
Yeah, I mean that's Turfway lends itself to that. I mean, our friend Saratoga Mark Midland, he plays a lot of structures like big tries like that, where he'll find one, typically a clunk up 20-1 closer that he keys in on, and he'll key it in third, key it in second. And that 10 is the exact kind of horse he would key on, and I think that's an excellent job by Mike to hit that. It should pay okay.
Yeah, second longest price on the board in third. And what's funny is like normally, I'm always cautious to be like, oh yeah, like you got a huge try with a price in third, right? Because that's usually like in a 7 or 8 horse field. You got an 11 horse field here. That's going to definitely spice it up, even though you got basically chalk in first and second. So I think that this will pay. This will pay pretty decent. If anyone's got express bet up, I'm sure they can. Oh wait, no,
they don't have probables for Turfway.
No.
For tries.
By the way, Josh, this is not a Josh pour.
Oh no, dude, that pour I had last night, dude, I felt that this morning.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
I woke up this morning and like. It's funny. It's always really funny to me how how you feel the next morning depending on what you were drinking the night before.
Yep.
Like beer, like you just feel awful, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a garbage feeling.
Heavy and garbage, and
heart like heavy, like your mouth.
Beer
is
shits.
It's just bad, right? Whiskey, like for me, like it's usually like dehydration, maybe a headache or something like that. But wine, dude, like wine, you wake up and like you just like don't remember where you were. Like I'm just like dude, like this morning,
fuzzy mentally.
Yeah, dude, I was just like I just had all kinds of just fuzziness. Just like I was like this. I was super slow getting out of bed this morning. Like it probably wasn't until about 10 o'clock where like I got stuff going at work. It was just like oh man. This tonight did not go the way that I had hoped.
Do we want to talk Sam F. Davis?
Yeah, we can talk Sam F. Davis. We got
and honestly,
how much time? What's going on at Delta?
You got
You got like
Oh,
10
we got 20
minutes or
minutes.
something.
I know.
Yeah.
Got like
It's just like
20.
the feed is all weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
What?
PDT soy sauce hangovers are the worst.
Yeah.
That reminds me, we're gonna have to talk. I know I want to book that one place Din Tai Fung that we've gone to, but we're gonna
That
have to
place is
talk.
awesome.
We're gonna have to talk dinners. I think we should try and at least do one kind of nicer place, like
Yeah.
not like a steakhouse or something. Like nothing like I'm
It's
not
fine.
talking like a $200 prefix A or anything like that, but we either do like craft steak or do one of the other the steakhouses, but we'll have to figure that out and start making reservations. But yeah, where did you kind of land here, Mark?
So yeah, I think the two logical horses, at least for me in here, were the 7 W Hanel, the Danny Gargan horse.
WNL, W
WNL.
and L,
It's W
WNL.
WNL. Okay.
Yeah.
But I sort of scratched my head. Both those last 2 wins were over a sloppy track. Is this just kind of a horse that likes a sloppier going, a lot of early speed, so avoiding that kickback, and are those figures kind of inherently flattered? Just based on that, based on the off going, and
Hold
I think
on,
also
it makes sense now. So you know how Ron Flatter always has that huge glass of wine? It's inflated. It's flattered.
Where's the boo soundboard? We got to get
yeah.
one,
Where's
Mark.
the? I need to get a
All right, I'll
soundboard.
boo myself.
Christ.
That's fair.
Okay, good. Okay. And the other horse in here that was, is the other sort of logical horse is Champion's Dream, the 9, the Cassie horse. Whatever. They're both going to be your 2 short prices, and I just kind of wanted to go elsewhere. So the 2 horses I ended up on were the 2 Prairie Hawk, which is your local horse, Sammy Camacho up for Safi. This horse has won 2 in a row at Tampa. It ran okay first out at Gulfstream, and it's kind of had an improving pattern. Pedigree says, it's a curl on top, Indian Charlie on the bottom. Kind of horse that should stretch out quite well, and makes I thought was an interesting kind of that mid-price type horse in this field. And the other horse that I thought was real interesting in here was the 11, the Pletcher Shippy Litigate. Luis Saez has a couple of horses that he got off from at Gulfstream on Saturday to apparently ride this horse here. So I thought, the fact that Saez is here and giving up mounts at Gulfstream, probably looking for that Derby type horse. And I wonder if Litigate here is really live. So I ended up on Litigate as my other kind of likely horse.
Who was your first pick, Mark?
That was the 2-horse Prairie Hawk.
Okay.
I ended up 2 and 11.
Okay. Yeah, I looked at this race and I had a hell of a time because A, it's Tampa, but B, like, I don't want anything to do with any of the horses that are like single digit odds. I mean, I really don't. I guess you start with the favorite Mark talked about, and I kind of agree with him. This horse gets the right pace here and might just be the best horse. But both wins in the slop, is bred to love the slop. Just this horse is going to be short. Jose Travels, I mean, probably well meant, but a lot of questions for me at a short price. I'm against kind of the other short, the Pletcher, who I think probably goes off second pick in here. And, I'll kind of touch on it. A couple of these horses this will apply to is I think the Holy Bull was a very, very, very bad race. It came back slow. I think Candyman or Candy Rocket, whatever his name is, he won, but got a buyer of like 82, I think. A very, very slow race. It just didn't look visually impressive. Cyclone Mischief, the horse that Litigate lost to, was the favorite in the Holy Bull, and he ran 7th. I tend to think if this horse was super well met, Castellano would have come instead of Saez, but I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I just don't like any of the short prices because most of the horses in this race that are short prices are either exiting that Mucho Macho Man, which had a couple horses go run in the Holy Bull, like Legacy Isles, who was a flop, and a few others. Lord Miles was a flop. Or, just, have some questions to answer about a fast track or 2 turns or anything else. So I kind of landed on three horses who are all very much outsiders in here, and in no particular order. I landed on the one, the three, and the six. And I'll just touch on them briefly. One might just be a turf horse. I don't know that for sure. Classic Empire handled the dirt just fine. We know this horse should get the distance, if nothing else, and he will be able to pass horses and come off the pace. So how he handles kickback is kind of the big question, but I think the pace in this race looks very fast, so I want horses that have shown some ability to come from off of it. That kind of leads me into the seven, a horse that does probably most of his best running late. I'm sorry, the three, not the seven, excuse me. The three, Classic Legacy, a horse that does most of his best running late. This is, I mentioned earlier, Belmont has good numbers with last out maiden breakers going to graded stakes. This is a horse that broke his maiden in the slop and took a big jump on Briz, but I think if you look at the time form numbers, the progression's a little more consistent, a little more steady, and you're getting 12-1 here when Junior comes down for the mount. So I thought that horse was kind of interesting here and relatively unexposed compared to a number of other horses in here. They're coming out of races that maybe came back a little weaker than we thought. And the last horse was the number 6, Classic Car Wash. I talked about him a little bit in, I think, the Holy Bull or whatever the race was. He's kind of an unknown to me. He did show the ability to pass horses in that maiden score where he sat third. He got shuffled back to fifth, ran a Z pattern, and then won by 8. Then he went to the synthetic and he was just way too good. He didn't need to do anything else. He just wired on a slow pace. I don't know how good this horse is, but I do think that he has some tactical speed. He has options, and he's a little bit interesting to me. I don't know about the distance, but he basically got a distance that's not much different than this, around 2 turns last out, so he might be okay. So yeah, I don't want any short prices. I land on 136, and that's kind of where it is. I mean, the 7 is a horse I probably won't totally toss in a pick 5 or something, but 1, 3, and 6 all interest me a lot more.
So, Caleb, I got to ask, with Worthington, the 1, what did you make of the fact that both Gaff and Sayers apparently get off this one and goes to a not as well-known jock for Mike Maker? I mean, I would imagine if Maker had a live one, you're expecting to see a big name jock up, and it seemed really head-scratching that they both are on other horses here, and nobody, or whatever, some big name jock didn't chip in.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a positive. Like, I wouldn't try to pretend like it is, especially Saez getting off, for a different mount when he's had this, one twice in a row. Morales is the best / one of the best local jocks here. So As far as pickup mounts go, you could pick up jocks go. I guess you could do a lot worse. Yeah, I don't think it's a positive, but I also think when it comes to the barns like, Pletcher's and whoever else, that you typically, sometimes I don't know how much choice there really is in some of those things. I mean, I think you could make, a similar argument. Gaff getting on a horse he's never rode before, that Camacho gets off. Yeah, so there's a lot of jockey jumping around going here. Gaff had a couple mounts in here and ends up on one that he's never rode before. So I just choose not to read that much into it. Maybe a slight negative, but at the price, I'm not going to really care that much about it.
Yeah, and PDT in chat there, sort of making the comment about, well, go ahead, Josh. I'll let you go first, and then we can talk about the other race.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of landed on the 11 Litigate as my top pick, and it's strictly from a pace standpoint. I think that this is going to be a horse that's going to want to come from off the pace. This is probably the only horse I know that is going to want to come from off the pace. There's a lot of horses I think that have definitely been, just closer up here. I do think that Saez coming to ride this is actually a positive. I mean, yeah, like maybe JJ would have liked to stay aboard or whatever, but I don't know. I prefer Saez at this point in his career over JJ, just in general. But who the hell knows what goes through trainers' heads? They probably don't even realize like how good or bad the jockeys they use are anyways. So, yeah, I thought Litigate made a ton of sense. The other horse that I kind of want to make a case for is the horse just to his inside, which is the 10, Dreaming of Kona. And I mean, I think Caleb has probably just completely dragged every single runner in the Mucho Macho Man and Holy Bull through the mud at this point. But did get placed first via DQ. Kind of sat just off of what was a very, very fast pace, and ended up winning that race at a large price. Comes right back here and has just been absolutely working like a freight train. So whether that means that maybe there's going to be a changing tactics and they're gonna try and send, which I think if anything else is only going to set it up even more for the 11. But I don't know. I just think with the kind of the race shape of that race, the Mucho Macho Man, the fact that this horse was super close up on a fast pace, got first run. Maybe that's what kind of ends up happening here. Gets first run here on a fast pace. And the work tab, has been working here at Tampa, has been working well. So that the horse doesn't mind the surface here. The surfaces at Tampa and Gulfstream, in my mind, are very different. And horses that ship over don't necessarily always do well, in my opinion. But I'm sure there's data out there that will either make me a liar or agree with me. But yeah, I like the outside horses here. I like the 10 and the 11, not the 12. That's too crazy. But yeah, 10 and 11 for me. But what were you gonna say, Mark?
No, I was just gonna say PDT is talking about car wash shipping in to keep the Philly company. Did anybody take a look at the race before this, the Suncoast? The return of
I
the one
glanced
in.
at it, and on the probables, it looked like it was going to be a phenomenal race. With
Yep.
the actual entries, I think there was one or two defections compared to the probables that make it a
Yeah.
little less exciting. But what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, no, it's a return of Wonder Wheel, and I think it's a real interesting race. Just she does what she did last year does not tower over this field, albeit she definitely should win this race, pretty easily unless something crazy happens. So I thought she's, a deserving favorite. She's going to be 1-9 in here, I would imagine, or some absurd, 1-9, 2-5, that kind of range. I thought Opus 42, the 2, is actually fairly interesting. If you're a cigar person, you'll get the reference there. And but I think Wonder Wheel is going to be a short price deserving favorite. But it's always interesting to see this. I mean, she was a hard horse not to like last year, so it's interesting to see her come back, and hopefully she's in good form and sets up for a real nice 3-year-old campaign.
So Julia Shining, takeout reducer.
That's kind of how I had it. Yeah.
I mean, she has 2 races that people can't shut up about, and neither one of them have been fast. So I mean, I get it; it looks impressive, but boy, is it just the stopwatch doesn't
Is this
lie,
the
right?
Malathat, the full to Malathat, or who's this full to?
Yeah. She's out of Germany Julie by Curlin. Yeah, so full to mouth. Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about it, but I think they're talking about the pedigree, and they want her to be Malathat, and she just really hasn't shown it yet. I mean, maybe she.
I mean,
takes
who
a
did
step
Malathat
forward
really beat, anyways?
Yeah, nobody. No, so I mean, nobody, Josh, nobody. Like, I have no idea. I don't even know what to say to follow that up. Like, what do you say? No, I mean, I think she's just a takeout reducer in here until she's proven that she really belongs, or unless you think she's just one of those horses that races to her company. But that's not something Malathat ever did. So I just she has to show it before I really believe it. And I think she probably is your quintessential takeout reducer in here.
Yeah, I glanced at the kind of the races leading up to Sam F. Davis, and I don't know. There was a lot of good looking chalk. I thought, and they were big fields with short prices, so I think that there's opportunity there. I have to take a closer look. I don't think that race 9 is the place with the opportunity. I think you're more likely to get a price or upset in race 10. I mean, I think Wonder Wheel just towers over this field, including Julia Shining. And I mean, what have we said about these horses, right? That look slow on paper. I mean, I know this is the East Coast, not the West Coast, but I'm sure Caleb could rattle off like 20 Baffert horses that he hated that kept on winning with slow figures. Who is the big one? Princess Nora, is that number
Princess
1?
Nora,
Is that top of
yeah.
the list?
Just
no,
up there too now.
Just
what's the horse that freaking was in the Breeders' Cup? Was it Dr. Scheibel? Isn't it Scheibel?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he ran like a good second.
Yeah, but I mean, he was one of those horses that did the same thing, right? Like, was never fast enough to win on paper, just kept winning.
Oh yeah, I think Josh is making the opposite point. Is that yeah? Okay, no, I
Oh,
get what you're saying.
okay,
Yeah, just that
okay,
like
okay.
when they
Sorry,
went to a real race, like people bet them, and the figures were they held up, and they were just a slow horse. Yeah.
okay.
Nest. PT said Nest.
Is he saying Nest or is Julia Nest?
I don't know. I hated that horse too. It boomed me that one time though. I forget
I
which
think I
time
bet
it
against
was,
Nest
but
in like every start except for the Breeders' Cup.
all right. So we got a couple minutes here. We got 4 minutes till Delta. Mark, what do you got here?
I need 4 or 8 here.
And then Caleb, you're live here still.
1-5.
Okay, so 1, 4, 5, 8. So I can bet the 2, 3, 6, 7, 9. Let's see how
Pretty much.
do I do this?
Box a try.
Let's see what the computer says.
And Caleb, neither of us are on the favorite.
I mean, I'm shocked the 7 is.
I'm absolutely shocked.
Like, I know the horse has speed, but
Oh, the 7's loan speed though.
I'm apparently not allowed to make a comment now.
About what? About loan speed?
Yeah.
Why not?
I got yelled at earlier.
By who?
Mentioning that might be a Josh horse.
What? I'm confused.
I mean, 7, I didn't give it that hard of a look, but could potentially be loan speed in here. I mean, the 1, 2, and 9 are sort of the kind of maybe go horses, but the 7 certainly looks set to clear, especially with the apprentice up. But
yeah, the apprentice has also been up the last 4 starts at this level, and the horse always clears and then stops.
No, I'm not saying like the horse to win. I think he, I like him.
Oh, no, I think he clears. I just, think he gets reeled in late.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, doesn't seem he's super likely to take the kind of pace pressure he's been seeing, but I guess we'll see. I mean, I'm just saying I probably overlooked him at 8-1. Maybe I would have thrown him in, but seeing that he's 3-1 now, I don't feel bad about not having him.
All right, I got a 4, 5, 7 exacta box. $5.
I don't even know what my doubles are worth. I got a $5 double to the 1 and 5, which is worth. Well, they're pretty good. Well, they're real good to the 1. I'll pick up like 200 to the 5. And
you're a huge 1 fan right now.
Almost 500 to the 1. So yeah, I'm a big 1 fan. Let's go workouts.
Let's go turf horse.
I'll tell you anything I can get. Synth, turf, mud.
Whoa, look at all those Josh wagers.
Well, the bottom ones are the losers, but the top 2 are the winners there.
The top 2 are just other losers.
The 4, 5, 7 exacta and try box.
While we're here, and since I have no bullets left, unless this hits, what'd you like in the last race at Delta, Mark?
I thought that was a crazy spready race. I was 389 over 247. So
I really like the 3 in there. That Violence horse with the win early pedigree, both siblings from the day, or both half sibs, 1 at 2.
Yep.
The works looks pretty good. The trainer does okay with first timers and gets a pretty good jock to get on board for a guy that is shipping in from Sam Houston.
I took a very similar approach. I thought that race, I wanted both of the firsters, so the 3 or Violence, who, good win early trainer. I don't think you're going to get anywhere near that price. And also, Vincente ends up on the 8, the other firster in there, and he's very good for those connections. So I thought both firsters were probably live, and of the horses that have a little bit of experience, I thought the 9 was the one with the horse that seems to kind of be rounding into form, getting a little better every start. So, but I did want a lot of coverage in there. I thought that race was really likely for a price. So I'm hoping
Yeah.
this goes 4 or 8 here because that would make me live to 6 in the pick 5, which would be fun.
Well, yeah, if it goes 4 over 5 over 7, that'd be really good. That might end the contest, actually.
It's interesting in this race because if you look at what the doubles are paying, like the 4, the 4 and the 7 are paying almost identical in doubles, but the 4 is 10-1 on the board and the 7 is 3-1. So it's that old, where's the smart money? Is it doubles or is it, on the win side? And these tracks with thinner pools, you can play those games.
Or is it WNL? No.
You push one of your buttons. There we go.
All right, money is kind of flattening out a little bit here.
Yeah, looks set.
What do the will pays look like?
And they're off and running. Well,
the 2 and the 9 looking for
yeah,
the
the 2 and the 9 with 2 horses that might press the 7. It seems like 7 didn't really try for the lead. I mean, he sort of seems, or she, I can't tell who the jockey is. Looks like is content to just set off, but might work out a good trip here anyway. I have no idea what fast fractions are at Delta. This feels like it's not that fast.
That's not that fast.
Where's the 5 at?
I think he might be like out of the screen. Yeah,
Oh,
he's the gray horse that's trying to call an Uber.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, one's going to blow the turn. He has no horse anyway, it doesn't look like.
I need all the help in the world from here.
This is the paid work.
Yeah.
5's going to close stoutly, but just nothing left.
Paid work for the 6?
6 gets it done. What'd you have, Josh?
I had did not have the 6. I got the try out of the try. So none of my horses hit the try. So does that pay?
And that 6 was such a square ass horse too. I'm surprised.
Yep. I had the horse listed as a C, but
As a C.
Yeah.
Is that a defensive C alert?
Like 7-2 horse that just hates to win, loves to hit the board.
Yep. Loves to hit the board, hates to win.
And goes off at 9-2, where the 7 goes
that's
off
a 1
at
for
2-1.
By the way, going back to our Gulfstream thing from earlier, 1 for 37 trainer, who's now 2 for 38.
Hey, that looks a lot better. Oh man, that was a bloodbath.
Well, I picked the wrong race to get a little cute in, I guess.
Oh wait, and actually, Mark, you did say something here, so I think we're gonna need to. Called it too cute alert there, but yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting weekend of racing. The Tampa card looks. They got full fields. Each of the stakes races seem to have a really, really short price favorite. So I always think that offers an opportunity if you can find where those favorites are vulnerable. I haven't taken a deep dive. I definitely think in the Sam F. Davis the favorite is vulnerable, but so I'll definitely if I play anything, I'll definitely be playing against there. But I don't know. Mark or Caleb, have you guys been playing much Aqueduct this winter?
I mean, despite the awesome T-shirt, I really haven't. This is not the duct that I remember. It is not the super biased, or at least not biased in a way that I can capitalize on kind of duct. And it just feels like the field size has been really bad, and there's a lot of jockeys up there that are, very foreign to me. And every third race seems like it has are full of horses that are 1 for 20. And if I'm gonna do that, I can bet Turfway. So I have not played much Aqueduct, unfortunately. I'm hoping maybe it picks up in the new year, or maybe we get turf in the next month and a half or so. But yeah, I have not touched it much.
I played a little ducked, but have not been doing well. Honestly, the duck that I really enjoy is when you have those really big fields, and even if they're not great fields, they're big fields. And there's been just a lot of 5 and 6 horse fields. Field size made it hard to kind of create any value. So I have not been playing my normal quotient of duct. I'm sort of in the Caleb camp here, sort of hoping within the next month and a half that we'll start seeing some better field size. Some of the Florida horses will start coming back north again, and it'll be a little bit better product.
Yeah, I haven't played at all. And they stopped running the contests, which was kind of like the main draw was playing those contests, and they
I
stopped running them on
know, I
Saturdays.
know.
So yeah, so hopefully, I don't know, once those probably start back up, I'll be playing a little bit more. But yeah, so the couple good cards. Well, I don't know if the Aqua card's good, but Tampa card looks interesting at least. So I'll be playing some tournaments. Oh, Mark C's going one,
My
two, three.
C's went one,
C's get
two,
degrees,
three.
baby. But yeah, that's going to do it for us. So make sure you check us out at onthewronglead.com. On Twitter, we are at wrong_lead. And yeah, we'll probably do another Saturday stream coming up here before NHC. As the better Derby prep start kicking off, I was hoping to be done with this contest, but it seems to not want to die. I'm down to $604 now. Thanks to Caleb and Mark's rooting. So I'm glad that me losing money brings you joy. But you guys both have to buy in again, don't you?
Yep.
All right, who's
Yep.
laughing now?
Still me.
All right, we'll catch you guys later.